Hi, it's Lipstick Al. Thank you so much for watching today. I wanted to give you an update on some products that I had purchased and tried in a previous Get Ready With Me. Most of these, you know what, all of them are drugstore. I just realized that. So thank you so much for watching today. Thank you for being subscribed. And I'm gonna start with this guy here. This is the e.l.f. Bite Size Eyeshadow Palette in Rosewater. I don't know if you can tell, but I've actually been using this a lot. I really like these little teeny tiny quads. This was a $3 eyeshadow quad, and it performs like well, it doesn't perform like a $3 eyeshadow quad. I was expecting an inexpensive, you know, slightly chalky, difficult. It's not chalky, it's not difficult. It's really, really beautiful. I didn't swatch these in order, but I think my favorite two are the metallic-y shades. They're just so pretty. And this one here is a matte, but it has a little bit of sparkle in it. I find that most of that sparkle falls out as I'm trying to blend it in, but it gives a really easy, super fast look, and the limited shades work best for my... You give me 24 colors, I'm gonna try and use every single one and I'll ruin an eyeshadow look, but a limited amount of shades work really well for me, and I feel like you get everything you need in this shadow quad. I would love to try like the green one or the ones that are more kind of natural and neutral, maybe the more basic-y shades, but like the browns and the taupes and the tans. Those look exciting to me, but this stuff, this is really nice. So the next thing I wanted to share with you is another e.l.f. product. This is their Hydrating Camo Concealer. I have the shade Fair Warm. I really like this concealer. I have been looking for a less expensive option to my much loved Jouer Essential High Coverage Concealer. When I feel like I need to buy this, I will purchase it again because it's really good. But I'm to the point now where I've taken the stopper out and you can see straight to the bottom. There's really very little left. I'm still like scraping the walls here to get as much as I can out. I still have several uses left, but it's basically, it's about as empty as it's gonna get. And I have liked this one. It's not quite the same shade. This one is a little bit more neutral. This one's a little too warm, but that could be just that I picked up one that was the wrong shade, but it looked like it'd be the best one. But what I love about this is you do get a lot of coverage with this. It works really nicely, but the hydrating part, it's really hydrating. The older I get, I'm 45 this year, I was gonna say I'm gonna be, I'm like, already am, 45 years old. And the one thing that I will tell you is that a lot of times, now that I'm older, my under eyes, it's not that they're really dry, they've never been dry, but they're more prone to showing their crinkles and wrinkles if I use a concealer that's drying, if I use a powder that's drying, if I use something that doesn't sit well with other products. And this right here, it's great. It blends out nicely because I do a lot of concealer only. I'm only wearing concealer today, concealer and powder. And this works really well with my skin for covering up the areas where I need it, like redness here, some hyperpigmentation spots, a little bit of redness and discoloration on my chin, and not feeling like I need to put product everywhere. I really love this, and it does keep my under eyes hydrated. And even though it's a great product, I can't use Shape Tape under my eyes anymore. Shape Tape is just, it's too drying. And this is great because you get coverage with this, but it's not gonna suck the life out of your under eyes, and it's $6. I really like this. This guy here is the Revolution Conceal and Hydrate Radiance Concealer. I was hoping this would be like similar. This is a great concealer for covering up hyperpigmentation, redness around the nose, some dark spots on my chin, for things like that. This doesn't work as well for me under the eyes. It is more hydrating than some other drugstore concealers I've tried, but not hydrating enough. Now, where I think this is perfect for me is the shade, this is C3, and I find that this is closer to my natural skin and undertone, and when I blend it in, what I love about this is that it gets to the point where you can hardly tell where the product ends and where my skin begins. So this is a great tone match for my face, but I don't feel like the coverage is quite as heavy or high coverage as this. And I feel like this doesn't work as well for me under the eyes because it's not as hydrating. I can use it, but it's not my best under eye day. So I'm not saying it's a bad concealer. I think that if I was trying to choose between these two, I'm gonna go for this one, but I'm gonna see if I can find a shade that's more similar to this in this. I picked up this L'Oreal lipstick. This is the color Riche Plump and Shine in the shade 108 Wild Fig Plump. And it's super shiny, it's super pretty, and it looks really dark, you know, here, but it's more purpley, more berry and sheer. And it does have a lot of shine to it. Like, it's very, very shiny, very, very glossy. I'll tell you, I really like this formula. I will also mention that there is there's something in it. I'm not sure what ingredient it is, whether it's mint or menthol or something that gives a little tingle to the lips because it is supposed to plump your lips. I don't know that I notice a lot of plumping, but I do notice that tingling sensation on my lips, but it doesn't bother me. It's not so much that it's like, get this off. I have tried some lip plumpers that really are super aggressive in the plumping sensation and they're uncomfortable. This is not uncomfortable. But what I like it most for is the shine and the sheerness of it. It's really a beautiful product. I do recommend this. I was gonna say, I wanna get more, and I'm like, I don't need any more lipsticks, but I really do like this glossy shine formula quite a lot. So this Plump and Shine in the color Riche line, really nice. The next product I've recently been trying is this Almay Brow Styler. I have the shade medium brown. And what I like about it is, compared to a lot of other drugstore products like this, a lot of other brow products, if you think about, there's this one from ColourPop, there's this little guy here from Benefit. Do I have any others around here? I know I have the Boy Brow from Glossier. They're really, really small and the containers are so much smaller. But this is like the same size as a tube of mascara. And you get this little teeny tiny brush. I do still have to spend a lot of time just kind of scratching off the excess. The bristles in this are super short. There are quite a few gaps, I will tell you, in between the bristles in here, but I feel like you get a pretty good job with this. This is the one thing that I don't like having to do, but I find that if I don't do that, the gaps of the bristles here are big enough that I'm getting way too much product. So I have more brow hairs in the front, and from the arch on out, I have fewer brow hairs. So I like to scrape off as much as I can, and then I start by just like back combing. And if I'm gonna actually do that, I need a mirror, and it distributes just a little bit without being too much, and then I can go and lay it down. I think my brows, I should have left them the way they were. They were better. Now it's real dark over here, but I wanted to show you that that's how I do it. I always like to back comb my brows to get product placed where I want it, and then I go through and brush and lay it down the way that I want it. But I feel like this works really well, and it's less expensive than another one that I really like. I really like the one from L'Oreal. This is the Brow Stylist Boost and Set. This one also has a teeny tiny wand, but I still have to clean this one off too. I feel like every single one I have to clean off. The two that I've tried that are high-end that I don't have to clean off, one of them is the Legendary Brows from Charlotte Tilbury. I can just pull this one out and there's never too much product on the end and it always works. And one that is in the same type of packaging with this little teeny tiny brush is the one from the Brow Gal. It's the Instant Brow Gel, which I love, but this is the one that I've been repurchasing, but those are both in the $21 to $23 range. These are drugstore and they do a good job, but I just have to be careful to clean out the product because otherwise it's too much. I wish that there was this type of packaging that this came in because these guys are very similar. It's just the stopper in this one gets so much product off. It's just enough and not too much. But that's because I have like 4 little brow hairs from the arch on out. So that's my problem. I've been in love with this product. This is the CoverGirl Advanced Radiance Powder. I think this stuff is so amazing. It's so good. I have the shade 110 Creamy Natural. It's the lightest shade they make. I normally don't use pressed powders with the puffs they come in, but I've been using it and I find that just kind of like folding it like this and hitting the corners of my nose helps. Or if I want to set my under eye, this is really great under the eye. I usually do this with a brush, but in a pinch I've been known to use this little puff and it works really well. And if I find like I have a little too much natural radiance coming up, aka oil, I'll just pat a little bit of this over the top. And I like the way that it looks. It never ends up looking cakey. And that is so hard to find in a good drugstore powder. This one here is really fantastic. I love it. I picked this up because Tati Westbrook was raving about it and has been raving about it for a long time. And I finally, like, I've been looking and looking and looking and I could never find my shade. They always had the two darker shades, but not this one. And I finally found it in store one day and I was like, yes! And so I've been loving it. It actually has kind of been giving my Charlotte Tilbury, the Airbrush Flawless Finish Powder a run for its money. This is really, really beautiful. And it performs and looks like a high-end powder without the high-end price tag. I picked up a face mist. This is from Morphe. This is their Luminous setting spray. And you can see I've had this for about a month. And I feel like when it comes to setting sprays, it takes a while to get through them. I also have like 20 in the house and I don't need them. I don't know why I picked this up, but it was new. It was interesting. I really like it. Now, another one of my favorite drugstore setting sprays is this one from Catrice. So you got to make sure to give it a good shake. You have 1.69 ounces in this and you have 4.4 in this. You get more than twice in here. This is usually, if it's not on sale, what is this, like $9? This is $16 for 14 ounces, for 4 ounces. That's $4 an ounce. That's really good. That's less expensive than this. Now this is the Dewy Fixing Spray. This is the Luminous Setting Spray. They're both trying to achieve the same thing. But I feel like when I spray this one, I think it has a pretty fine sprayer on it, but it's a little kind of aggressive. And it also has a very chemically scent. If you accidentally get it in your eyes or in your mouth, it's like, what was that? But this is great because it has a really nice fine mist on it. It's slow. It doesn't kind of like attack my face. And then on top of that, it has a nice light scent. And I have accidentally gotten this in my mouth, gotten it in my eyes, and it's not irritating to me. So that's a huge ta-da for this. Last thing is this guy. This is something else that I picked up the other day. This is the Real Techniques 227. What is this called? The Light Layer Powder Brush. Normally the tips here are not this kind of tan look. They're kind of a white, maybe even baby pink. But what I love about this is if you look really closely here, there's a lot less hair, a lot more density down here towards the base and the middle of it. And then we get really fine and wispy through the top. And this has been the hero brush that has helped me not over apply bronzer, not over apply blush. And I have even used it like powder, bronzer, blush, highlight. I've done that before and it works fantastically for all of them. But at that point, because I mix so many products, I had to like wash it. Washes quickly, washes well, dries pretty quickly. Doesn't take a long time to get the product out of it. But I will tell you, I've been kind of reserving it just for bronzer because sometimes it looks like I fell in some mud if I'm not careful. And this brush keeps me from getting into that situation. So I have been using it mainly for bronzer. Every now and again, I'll use it for blush and it's just like a dream. It's super soft. It's very nice. You've got a little bit of a you know, a little point to it here so you can, you know, hit specific places. And if you use a little more pressure, you can use a few more of the bristles or really go in, but it's really great for blending. I love this brush. This was $8, worth every penny. So I'd love to know if you have any drugstore recommendations. I am kind of putting a pin in the whole purchasing for right now. I've decided that while we're kind of going through this whole health concern, I'm not going to be using any discretionary spending for makeup. I thought the best thing to do would be, and my husband and I both agreed on this, that any discretionary spending would be to support local businesses and, you know, take the family, well, not take them out because we're not going out, but maybe get takeout and eat at home to help support a local restaurant or support a local sandwich shop that's like the only one of its kind that's right here in our town. We're just doing our best to support local businesses as much as possible during this time because I want them to be here when everybody's ready to go back to living normal life. And so you probably won't see me talking about a lot of new makeup purchases, but that's okay. That's neither here nor there. We'll just keep having fun with makeup and let me know what your drugstore favorites are and I'll start making a list for things I can check out later. Thank you so much for watching today. Have a fantastic day and I'll see you again soon. Bye.